Sometimes things happen out of the blue. And this is certainly the case with the subject of today's video. Detective Conan got a new English dub, and absolutely nobody saw this coming. This also wasn't the original video that was supposed to be premiering now, but the next video is about Detective Conan, so this video fits perfectly to it. So why not make it about the new dub? So anyway, nobody saw this coming. Since most people just assume that Conan will just continue being ignored in the English-speaking countries. It's so weird when you think about it. The anime has over 1,000 episodes. It's among the most popular anime in Japan and in several other countries. And in the English-speaking world, it is just ignored. It's completely ignored. And next to the Asian countries, it's also quite big in Germany, Italy, Spain, I think also in the Middle East from what I know. And in the US, back in 2005, Funimation did a dub of this series. There were 130 episodes, if I remember correctly. And then the dub stopped. Since the dub, if am being completely honest, sucked. It really sucked. It was atrocious. It really was atrocious. I'm shocked that it even got to 130 episodes, because when I watched it originally, I was like, how did this dub even last 30 episodes? It was ridiculously bad. And the reason why it was so bad is because they Americanized it, which simply doesn't work with this series at all, since everything in this series screams that it's taking place in Japan. You have like Japanese festivals, Japanese culture, Japanese legends, constantly cases where kanji and other Japanese writing things play an important role in understanding how the case unrolls. And they said, screw that, let's pretend that this is happening in America. And they also gave every character ridiculously corny English names. Richard, Harley. I mean, I'm surprised that no character was named Mildred. But then again, I haven't watched all 130 episodes, so maybe there is some woman who's named Mildred. Or Prudence. Anime where characters have such names, just normally they suck. They normally suck, let's be honest. And yes, Funimation wasted all potential that the series could get. And for years, it was then blamed that the series simply doesn't appeal in the Western world, which makes no sense since, as I already said, this series is very big in Germany, Italy, and Spain, which, yes, there's really no excuse why this shouldn't work in the USA or Britain or other English-speaking countries. But oh well, you always have to have some stupid excuse. So anyways, a few years ago, the recent films started to get English dubs, also out of the blue, because TMS, who has the rights to Conan, decided why not give it some popularity in the English-speaking market, which was a good thing. And yes, the films, they had solid dubs. They really had solid dubs. They were also done by a different studio. The characters had their original names again, and they didn't pretend like this is happening in who knows where. Because yes, I think that one of the rival detectives, Heiji, like in the original he's from Osaka. I think in the Funimation dub, I forgot, either he's from Canada or Arizona. Okay, whatever. Or maybe Florida. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember I just watched it and I was like, oh my god. This is almost as bad as what 4Kids did to One Piece. Almost. So yes, when the films began getting released in English, some really hope that eventually the series might get a proper second try, a proper English dub. And what now? Not even 2 weeks ago, it actually happened. We now have 20 new episodes of Detective Conan dubbed in a new English dub. And you can watch them on Tubi, I think it's called Tubi, and they're for free. If you don't live in the correct region, you have to use a VPN, because yes, in Europe, Tubi is not available, so I had to use a VPN, and the add-on free VPNs that you can get on the web browsers, they work just fine. They worked fine for me, and I could watch the episodes. So yes, about the dub, it's solid. It's not the best dub out there, but there's no cringy Americanization or dumbing down the cases to appeal to the American market. And yeah, it's way better than what Funimation did with the series. Way better. Some voice actors were changed from the films since I, I think that there are several cases online that a different studio is now being used to dub the episodes, and if plenty of episodes, like a few hundred, are getting dubbed, hopefully, then it makes sense that they use a cheaper studio to lower the costs. After all, currently it seems that TMS themselves decided that they should give Conan a proper English dub, which is a great thing to do, but of course, unnecessary costs will be omitted. But the dub is still better than most English dubs that happened in the 90s, early 2000s, 80s. Yes, the dubs back then, the American dubs, most of them weren't good. Some were, like for instance, Trigon had an amazing dub, but plenty of them, no. The German dubs were way better back then. There is, however, one very odd thing about this dub. The episodes that got dubbed are the episodes 965 till 984. So if you wanted to watch a series from the beginning, yeah, currently you cannot watch it. You'll have to seek for the sub for that, and even with that, there's a problem because on Crunchyroll you can only watch like 125 or 130 episodes, and there's a huge gap in between, like almost 500 episodes are missing, and then they continue to with the dub with the sub again, and it's like, why? So yes, it's a little bit awkward in the English speaking world if you want to watch this series legally. If you want to watch it illegally, it's no problem. You can watch plenty of fan subs, which are in some cases actually better, in some cases way worse. Depends where you watch it. I hope that eventually at least the canon episodes, the crucial episodes for the plot, will get a dub. Maybe they can add the filler later if the series ends up being a success, but at least they should give the crucial episodes so that if somebody wants to watch the series from the beginning, they can watch it and they know what is actually happening in it. Because right now it's a little bit confusing if you aren't familiar with the series. What can I say? I kind of feel bad for English-speaking fans of this series because it is so ridiculously underrated there. One cannot watch it legally. At least half of the episodes cannot even be viewed, even in subbed form, which is stupid. The dubbing history is a mess because the Funimation dub sucked. Then there were two dubs in Asia that were also English, one Filipino, one from Singapore, which also weren't really successful, but then again, almost no dub from there was ever a success, so nothing surprising there. Hopefully now things will work out. I really hope things will now work out. And a lot of people simply in the English speaking world just dismiss this series because it has so many episodes. And yes, when you hear the reasons why they don't like it or why they said that they no longer watch it, it becomes really obvious that they likely haven't watched even a single episode. That is, by the way, fine. I, for instance, hate Naruto. I really don't like it. I watched 10 episodes and I absolutely didn't like it. And I haven't bothered ever since, but at least I watched 10 episodes. So yes, it's fine if you don't like the series, but don't trash talk it and make it so obvious that you haven't even watched a single episode of it. I had way too many online discussions where that became very obvious that that's the case. But yes, let's not be negative here. I made a promise to myself that most videos that I will make from now on will be more on the positive side, or at least in a neutral side, not really that negative. And yes, I'm very happy that this series is getting finally dubbed again. And the dub is solid. It's not amazing, but it is solid, and you can watch it for free. Even if you need a VPN, but you can still watch it for free. And all that needs to happen now is that the older episodes also eventually get a dub, and that maybe the dubbed episodes also become available on other platforms, and maybe, who knows, maybe the series will finally get some popularity in the English-speaking world. It deserves it. I think it does deserve it. I've been watching it since 2002, when it first premiered on German television. And it was one of the reasons why I started to learn German. And I'm still watching it to this day. So yes. Really glad that this gotten a proper English dub. So let's see how things will work out. And yes, you should watch it. There are a few really good episodes that got dubbed now. You should watch the Canon episode. All the first, I think there were like 4K episodes, are actually from a filler arc, but it's a really good one. Not all fillers in Detective Conan are bad. There are plenty of bad fillers, but some of them are also amazing. I'm thinking actually of making a video just about the filler episodes and ranking the good episodes and the bad episodes. But yes, more on that later on my channel. See ya!